Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I am going to be doing a tag video, which is the favorite shade in the palette tag. This tag was created by Georgia Harris and my friend Lacey of Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, and it is basically where you go through your eyeshadow palettes and pick out your favorite shade and swatch it, and we're gonna see what kind of color scheme I am drawn to. Would all of the shades that I am most drawn to out of my palettes make a good eyeshadow palette on their own? I don't know. We shall see. I have picked out 20 palettes out of my collection. First of all, I'm like, wow. I can pick out 20 palettes and still have some left over. These are basically most of the palettes that I own that are not in my problematic project pan or anything of that nature, minus about just like a couple more than that, like a couple of Hot Topic ones. So anyway, I have 20 palettes. 20 palettes. So I'm going to start off, I think, with my Anastasia palettes. I have 3. The first one is a self-made palette, and this palette was so good. I wish that they had started doing these as permanent when this came out because this was so good. So the color that I love the most out of it is Pink Champagne, which I think is literally like the perfect name for this shade because that's just basically what it is. And it's also super gorgeous wet. It looks gorgeous dry, but it looks even better like when you wet your brush. And that's what this looks like. I know it's a bit more neutral for me, but I just love how it looks on my eyes. I think it is just very, very beautiful. Gotta get out my makeup remover wipes. Oh, that was the last one. Okay, let's see. I will also go into Modern Renaissance. We all know what this looks like. And for me, my favorite, I thought I had a favorite shade, and then now that I'm actually looking at it, not sure, but I'm gonna stick with my original answer, which is Realgar, that beautiful like burnt orangey shade. I don't know, I feel as though that is one of the most versatile colors out of the palette. It is just this gorgeous matte, and that is what that looks like. And now going into Subculture, one of my favorite palettes of all time. Now, I don't use this shade very often when I use it, but it is the one that I am like personally the most drawn to, and that is Axis. This gorgeous deep teal shade. Count how many times I'm gonna say gorgeous in this video, y'all. It's just this beautiful, beautiful matte. As you can probably tell by like my existence, I love the color teal. Whew. This is gonna be a heck of a swatch, y'all. Swatch out, hey. Beautiful. It like matches. Yeah, it matches my pillow. It matches my pillowcases and sheets. I always say that purple is my favorite color, but now I'm questioning with the amount of teal stuff I have. Now I'm going to go into BH Cosmetics. I have 2 palettes from them. The first one is the Galaxy Chic palette. So this is what the Galaxy Chic palette looks like, and I'm most drawn to the shade Jupiter, which is like this shimmery, pinky, orangey, corally shade. I don't know, it's like, it's cute. I don't use this palette that much anymore, and I should because it's so pretty. And that is what that looks like. And much like the Pink Champagne shade, this also looks pretty amazing if you go in and like wet your brush beforehand. I also keep getting like my hair in my lipstick. That's fun. And now for the BH Weekend Festival palette, which is like one of my favorite palettes of 2018 so far. Well, I have the shade Hippie just kind of like all over my eyes today. And honestly, I would love to choose just basically all of the colorful mattes in this palette, but the one that I'm most impressed with is Palooza. Again, this is more of a lighter aquamarine shade. I'm just so thoroughly impressed with the mattes in this palette because they are colorful and gorgeous, and they basically blend themselves. So that is what that looks like. I think I'm feeling some Strobe Cosmetics right now. So I'm going to start off with the Creepy Cute palette. Again, gorgeous, another favorite of 2018. This is just so fun. Again, there are many colors that I absolutely love out of this palette, but I think the one I love the most is Take a Hint, which is this lime green. Creep It Real is a very, very close second for me. I love a good lime green, and I think that this is so like cool and neon-y. I'm gonna like expand my swatches so that when I turn my hand to the camera, you can actually kind of see it. There we go. That is what this is looking like. And then I have 2 other palettes from Strobe Cosmetics. These two were limited edition, but these were what got me into Strobe Cosmetics. These are the American Horror Story palettes, the Hotel and Freak Show, and they are just like some of the prettiest shimmer shadows I have ever tried. So for the Hotel one, this is what that looks like. I'm not gonna show you all the mess behind the camera in the mirror, but I think my favorite shade in this is Checking In, which is a shimmery lime green shade. It's basically like the color I have on my lips, but like in eyeshadow form. And just look at how metallic that is. That is beautiful and I love it. That is what that is looking like, and yeah, it is beautiful. In Freak Show, first of all, for those of you who have seen my saga with this palette, I finally repressed the middle shade. If it weren't so gosh darn broken, it would be my favorite, but it's just a lot of work. The shadows, Strobe Cosmetics shimmer shadows are very, very soft, so they break pretty easily, but that's okay. Things can be easily repressed. You just have to not be like me and take 20 years to go in and repress a shadow. Right now, actually, I'm gonna say that Twisty is my favorite shade, the purple with Monsters Among Us, the middle duochrome shade as a close second, but I love a good purple. Purple is such a wonderful color. And that is what that looks like. It's almost like a berry purplish. I don't know. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful, hey. I'm gonna go into my Too Faced palettes. The first one that I'm going into is the Too Faced Cat Eyes palette, which is actually the first high-end eyeshadow palette that I ever bought. And you can tell it's been getting a lot of love. And surprisingly, for knowing me, Tiger's Eye, this beautiful little bronze shade, that is my favorite shade in the palette. So again, it's kind of like Pink Champagne, where it is a bit more on the neutral side for me, but I still think that it is so versatile and gorgeous. It's not showing up very well, mostly because this palette is really old. It is like 4 years old at this point, which I think is a while for a shadow palette. But that is what that one looks like right there. It looks a lot better on the eyes, in my opinion. I'll also use the Sugar Pop palette, which this one I expected so much just because I love this entire color scheme, but Too Faced just doesn't do bright eyeshadows very well. So I was disappointed. I do really love the shade Blue Raspberry, even though I have to like dig in there and build it up. Again, another teal. Another tealy blue shade. There we go. That is what that looks like. It's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like this is kind of like the shimmery-ish version of the one from the BH Cosmetics Festival palette. I'll do the Dragon Child palette, which is my most recent purchase, and if you saw my review, you know that I am just obsessed with this. It is so gorgeous. All of the colors are just very, very me, but my favorite is Flame Tongue because I love a good matte red eyeshadow. It is so Gerard Way, My Chemical Romance, and especially the fact, again, what I went on and on about in that video is that it's vegan. It's vegan, and that's really friggin' exciting for me. So this is what that looks like, that beautiful vegan matte red. I just really love red eyeshadow because I also feel as though since I have brown eyes, and when I wear red eyeshadow, it really, really brings out like the little green flecks in my eyes, and I think that's so cool. Red eyeshadow should actually be more of a thing than it is, in my opinion. It shouldn't just be for us freaks and emos. Let's see, I'm gonna go into the Michelou Cosmetics Witchcraft palette. Again, beautiful color scheme. This is one of my favorite color schemes of the year. The formula is a bit difficult to work with for me, but I love this color scheme enough that I'm like, I don't care what the formula is like, I'm going to make this work. And my favorite shade is Broom because it is like, it gives me like such Draco Malfoy Slytherin vibes. It is like a blackened green and I just love it. Oh my god. Well, it's not showing up, like this palette to me doesn't swatch very well, but this is what that looks like. It has like a black background but with like green shimmer on it, and I don't have a ring light, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go up here for the rest of them. So yeah, I think that this shade is just so beautiful, and I love how it kind of, when I go in and do my super dark black smoky eye, if I want to kind of add a little bit more visual interest than just like having black eyeshadow on, I just love to pack this shade on the lid because, you know, from a distance it's like, oh, emo black smoky eye. Makes sense. And then up close you're just like, oh, emo black smoky eye with a twist, and I like that a lot. Okay, so for a palette that I do not like and find sad is the Manic Panic and Hot Topic eyeshadow palette. Like, the colors are pretty, but the mattes don't work. The mattes are not okay, and I don't have sensitive eyes, but this like gave me a little bit of an allergic reaction around my eyes. Not too bad that to the point that I can't wear it, but like I'm not gonna go for this when I have other colors of a similar scheme in a formula that doesn't make my eyes water. Yeah, but I still love this color scheme, and I will say, even though the mattes were disappointing, the shimmers are really, really nice. So my favorite shimmer out of all this is actually Enchanted Forest. I did a really cool look when I got this around New Year's of putting like the reddish pinks in the crease and putting Enchanted Forest on the lid, and I just loved how that turned out. It is literally just a deep foresty green. Yeah, I think that is just beautiful. You know, I really need to get like better words to describe things other than like beautiful or gorgeous. I want to widen my vocabulary, but I am not going to put in the effort to do so. Not in this video. So the NYX Ultimate Warm Neutrals palette, I know this is kind of like a basic looking palette. It might be a basic looking palette, but it's my basic looking palette. And my favorite shade, since I have a love of red eyeshadows, I love this gorgeous red shimmer down there. I love putting this on the center of a halo eye look. I just think it is so stunning, and I just love this formula. We're getting into the weird like elbow crack of my arm. There we go. That is what that looks like. And it looks even better when you like wet the brush and pack it on the center of the lid. It's just so beautiful and red and shimmery and all of the things. I mean, like, not all of the things. There are things that the shadow is not, but like it is not cool tone, but it is red and shimmery, which are two things that I love. And another one is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte Jewel Pop eyeshadow palette. Again, just a beautiful rainbow-ish matte palette. It's kind of like rainbow with a twist because it's missing a few rainbow shades, but it has some shades that might not appear in a traditional rainbow palette. And my favorite shade is this berry tone. I just love, well, I love how it looks on its own, but I also feel as though when I put it on, it's a really nice complementary color for my eyes. I really do have a thing for berry tones. For me, when I don't know what to do with my makeup, I go for a berry toned, and this is that color. And by the way, these last two palettes, like, they legit did not have any shadow names, so I couldn't tell you other than like it's the red shimmery shade or it's the berry shade. And my last four palettes come from Urban Decay. The first one I'm going to go for, because this is probably going to be the least interesting out of all four of them, is a Naked Smoky. I know like everybody hated this palette. I am the only person on the face of the earth who actually liked this palette, but it's just beautiful. It's just like gorgeous cool tones. My favorite shade is actually Dagger, which is just like this really pretty, like, remember the Crayola Crayon Cadet Blue? That is what this color is. It's a nice, just like satin shade. And look, it is so pigmented and it is so nice. I like it a lot. And it does have a little bit of that micro glitter that everybody complains about with Urban Decay, but I still like it. And I think, again, with my eye color, it is a very nice complementary color for my eyes, because I think a lot of people with brown eyes would generally go for warm tones, but like a cool cadet blue gray shade I think can also be super complimentary in that regard. The next one I will go for is my Vice 4 palette, and just, this is my favorite packaging of any palette that I own. It is like, even if I hated this palette, I would still keep it around just so I could like display this and show the world how beautiful it is. Anyway, my favorite shade out of all of them is Flame, which is like, ooh, y'all are seeing that mess over there. But Flame is just this gorgeous, shimmery, light orange shade. And yes, it does have the Urban Decay micro glitter. I'm someone who doesn't actually care that much about it. And it almost has like a little bit of a peachy tone to it as well. Never have I swatched this much. Not even on a Sephora binge, y'all. But that is what this looks like. And the Urban Decay Full Spectrum is my next one. I know I feel like this one doesn't get enough love, but it is a genuinely really good palette. I think people don't like it as much just because they want to compare it to the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca, which admittedly is the reason why I bought this. Even though it's not the same, it is still really good. It's not all mattes, but I love it. I just kind of want to pick like this entire row right here, but I'm not gonna do that. I think Hatter might be my favorite, but C's is a really close second. I love a good like matte green shade. I love the color green. I avoided the color green so much for a good part of my life because I thought it wouldn't be flattering on me. I was told it wouldn't be flattering, and now I just love it, and that is what that looks like. Last but not least, literally my favorite palette of all time, the Urban Decay Electric palette. Again, I love all of the shades in this one. This got a lot of love when I used to like try and match my eyebrows to my hair, and that is Fringe. I still want to try and match my eyebrows to my hair, but I don't like using powder products in my brows. It's just too much. Anyway, my favorite shade, as you can probably tell by the wear on it, is Chaos. This is just the most prettiest, gorgeousest, beautifulest blue shade I've ever encountered in my life. I literally bought like a backup of the electric palette just so that I could get another Chaos. I love how this color looks on my eyes. This is why I hate when people say that blue eyeshadow is bad, because like, I mean, like, if you don't care that much for blue eyeshadow, okay, but like, have you tried this specific blue eyeshadow? Because I think it will make any eye look just like pop off of your face. It is so pretty. It is just all of the good things, everything that I've ever wanted in a shadow. It is, praise God for Urban Decay Chaos. I thought they made it as a single at one point, but now they don't. Urban Decay, if you could make this as a single. I know they make it as a pencil, but I'm not paying like $20 for an eyeliner. I mean, I might pay $20 for like this shade as an eyeliner. On principle, I do not want to pay $20 for an eyeliner. So that is my favorite shade in every palette. Let's see how it looks. Ta-da! Basically about what I expect, because these are the sort of tones that I gravitate towards. I love really bright colors, but I also know that the colors that are most flattering for me tend to be in the earth tone, jewel tone family. So while I might have a few like pops of like lime green and pink and stuff, I do generally gravitate more towards like deep rich colors and berries. And I also know that even if I don't wear teal eyeshadow that much, I think it is just like the prettiest color in the world. I think one day I might do a tutorial where like I do my entire face in like the same color as my hair. I think that'll be really cute. I don't know if this would exactly make the best palette. I don't know, let me know what you think. Like, I don't think that this is a bad color scheme, but I also don't think it's one that I would put together. I would want something a little bit more cohesive than what I have going on. I do think I have a really nice mix of mattes and shimmers. My arm is getting so weak, so I don't think that that's an issue. But yeah, I am impressed with how this turned out. It's a lot more cohesive than I thought it would be, and that's all I'm going to say. That's not all I'm going to say. I just lied. It's also a lot more warm tones in there than I thought, because I used to just like literally, I'm gonna put my arm down because that hurts. I used to literally just only wear cool tones because that's what I had been told was really flattering on me. And now in the past couple of years, honestly, when I bought the NYX Warm Neutrals palette, that was kind of what opened me up to like, oh, I actually look really good in warm tones. I can follow the trends and look good. So I've kind of embraced that a bit more in addition to all of my fun, bright colors. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this like lighter and more fun video, because I know like the last video I shared like last Friday night, Saturday morning was a little bit more heavy, but you know, I like to have a nice little mix. I want to talk about deep stuff on my channel, but I also want to talk about like the rainbow of eyeshadow colors that I just love. So that is what we do here on Alex the Alchemist. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll see you on my next one. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!